Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tasteless. Thank you for joining my YouTube channel for this cast of Action versus Stork. I think these two players need very little introduction. Stork is one of the most legendary Protoss players of all time, generally regarded as top 4. In the old days of Brood War, pre-StarCraft 2, still very active today, still very strong. Action is a regular top 8 ASL player. This was a ladder match I got off the website seawall.gg. They played this game 2 days ago, and I'm excited to get into this cast. And by the way, if you would, please subscribe to the channel. All the YouTube stuff, I want these casts that I do to get out to the world. And I want to slowly build up this YouTube, or quickly build up this YouTube page. So, this is on the map Apocalypse. We have Action down here in the bottom left. Stork up here in the top center. And this is a 3-player map. It's one of the newer maps we have. It's an ASL map that was just put into the ladder system. I'm really glad that we have the ASL maps and the ladder maps both out at the same time. It doesn't look like Stork, by the way, is going to try to check up here for the Overlord. This is, again, a very new map, so it's possible that he hasn't tried to sort out that. Or he might just not check here no matter what, just to buy time and always go to the right. Since there is the possibility of a player, you know, doing something tricky with the Overlord where they actually go just down and the other way. Some of you guys might not think that is a thing, but it is at very high levels to kind of scout, like in quotes, the wrong way. And then do something like a 9-pool speedling rush where the Protoss just finds it at the last possible second. This is a gate expand opener. Zerg went for hatchery first. It's a pretty early hatch at that. And I see Action do this a lot. One thing to note is that you can cannon rush behind the mineral patches here, where you can block with pylons and then place a cannon here. But regardless of that, we do still see a lot of Zergs going for this. There might be tricks or techniques used to stop that kind of rush that make it less threatening. And the first Zealot is going to be out. Now, does he make a second Zealot? It looks like he's going to commit to doing that. There are some variations to this build where you stop after the first Zealot and throw a Nexus down and a Forge right after that. But it looks like in this case he's going to continue to have that Zealot pressure come on here. The probe, excuse me, is going to be in the way of the drone and block that. 2 Zealots into a Nexus. The Lings have just now started. And look at this. Action puts his hatchery over here in kind of a sneaky location. This could be a confusing moment here. Obviously, the most organic place to go to would be here. And Stork doesn't commit with his Zealots. It looks like he actually stops both. And is going to let the probe do a little bit of scouting and basically count how many Lings he sees. He sees 4 so far. It looks like we're about to have 6, actually 8, with these 2 hatching over here. And he just backs up. And this is a totally acceptable way to play. I would put Stork on the more conservative end of things, in that, like, I don't know, he just tends to be kind of a safer player. He's not very risk oriented, and if he is, it is something that's going to be like a build order right at the very, very start that's cheesy, instead of like trying to be deceptive like we see players like Rain do in the mid game. The Forge is coming down. So we talked about this in a previous ASL. This isn't one where I was thinking of the one where Mini managed to take the whole thing. Some people are putting their cybernetics cores on the outside now and keeping the Forge back here, so they're guaranteed to get those upgrades up and finished. No Hydra Bust can come down and shoot it down. And speaking of Hydra Bust, Action's going to be going for it. So things are looking pretty good, honestly, right now for Stork. I mean, he could still die for sure, but you would much prefer to lose the cybernetics core at the entrance instead of the Forge. The first cannon's going down. We do have do we have Hydras coming? Okay, he has started them. One thing to note, this position, because the gateway is not here, it's here. Does this make sense? You could have put it like one slot down. Same with the core. You've only got room for 1 row of cannons. And I think this at most could fit about 4 cannons. That can be a problem if Zerg leans into the push and it becomes an all-in and not just like him trying to snipe the entrance. So now we've got Hydralisk range started. He already has speed done. The idea being that you need to get the speed done so the Hydras can get there first. And by the way, from Stork's perspective, he has no idea. He's going to find out at the last second this is coming. I don't believe he had anything that spotted the Hydras, unless I missed that. Up to 5 Hydras now, with more coming. And everything that I see right now tells me that he is still very committed to this. He's going to wait until the Corsair comes here. Oh my god! Okay, so now we're going to see the other cannons come down. 2 more. We have a Templar Archives. No, not yet. It's the Citadel's just now finishing. Now, it looks like this cannon on the upper left is a little bit more vulnerable. Look at that. It's actually 5 cannons. That was wrong. 5 is a pretty good amount to have in a line like that. Oh, did a probe see the den? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. We can check the replay afterwards, Swamp. Okay, we've got the push coming in. The Zealots are trying to tank a little bit and buy time so the cannons can deal their own damage. These Hydras move forward. They take out the first cannon. This cannon on the left is still exposed. And it looks like the core is 100% going to go down. The gateway will fall. We still are having Hydras made. So this is not going to end. The 4th hatchery is coming along, as is the 5th. We've got the 2nd gateway up. More gateways are coming down. We don't have a Templar Archives yet. He's going to try to get some counterplay in here. Oh, he's just going to go for a dive. He gets that 1 cannon there. Dude, this actually... I think Stork could lose here. 1 cannon's going to... Well, it actually might not finish. It will just barely not see the light of day. He's going to make some more cannons here in the back. Notice how he's nudging them further and further. He's willing to sack the core and the gateway. But with the gateway gone and no probe here to make another gateway to block it up, the Hydras just keep doing damage. And I don't know, man. I think he might be a goner. I don't think there's any way that he can recover from this. The Hydras are now going to be in a position where they can actually hit the Nexus. And looks like he makes 1 drone that ends up coming in here with the mix. He's going to send that to mine back home. The 2nd cannon's going to finish. Oh! He's going to run up into the main, but maybe this is actually a bad idea. There is only 1 pylon here powering this, by the way, so it's not ideal. I think it's possible for Stork to make a few more cannons here and recover this. And now you can see, I think Stork is realizing, or Action, excuse me, is realizing maybe this was a mistake to try to come out this far. He's going to move out with those Hydras. I was actually about to call this a GG here, but Action decided to maybe do a bit of a win more move here, trying to run into the main. Templar Archives has started. We've got 6 gateways total. That 1 Corsair is finding a little bit of action here, no pun intended. Taking out the overlords that are out on the map. And we've got ourselves a game. Protoss survives this. We'll go into the late game. And a pretty big scout, actually. Stork, again, he really had some of the best instinct I've ever seen. Goes down there and checks this location, realizing there's nothing here, and that can't possibly add up. More Zealots are going to come out. Sometimes Protosses do this, where they almost treat it like they're... the Zealots are vultures. You're trying to run around and see if you can't run in and kill workers or anything else like that. We've got the... Oh, man, it's a funny spot to put the Robo in. Look at that. I assume Storm is done, but I gotta tell you, I don't see any Templars. And yeah, I mean, does Action just win this? It wouldn't be the craziest thing. I mean, he's done so well so far in this rush. The Zealots are gonna come out. This ramp makes a bit of an issue for the Zerg. It's a little bit hard to micro back up, but he's doing the very best he can. This point in time, it seems like there's almost as many Zealots as there are Hydralisks out here. I think Action's going to have to really back up. Shuttle's on the way. This is really different. Okay, I get it now. I've never quite seen this variation, but I guess it makes sense. he doesn't even bother with Storm. He makes a shuttle, and he wants to go for a drop in the main with DTs. This is really smart. And he can keep putting pressure on with the Zealots as they roam the map. So that's... Huh. I mean, you know, one thing about this map is that it is, like, so droppable. It seems like right now, and it's, you know, it's only I don't know when you're going to be watching this VOD at home, guys, but this is, like, only been out for a few weeks. Oh, there's Mutas in play. I've been watching Stork so much I didn't even realize. He's got 7 Mutalisks out here. More are coming. We don't even have cannons up yet in the main. Oh, God. He's going to drop the DTs here. Dude, this is nuts. He's going to get so many kills. This is wild. The Mutas haven't caught on yet. He's using the Corsair as a decoy. Oh! This is so sick. He's going for the Spire. He could even go for the Lair, maybe. Oh, he's going to go down here into the natural. He gets that. He's going for the pool next. The Mutas have killed a lot of probes. There's no cannons. It looks like that was killed off over there. There's one Archon in the mix. The DT was killed. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not that great at observing and casting. And, you know, I love this idea. He's going to send a DT to each corner. It's just going to be a nightmare to try to clean up. It's such a big area inside of your main. Meanwhile, the Mutas are out. The one Corsair and the Archon can try to fight this, but remember that Mutas actually have more range than Archons. Like, Archons beat Mutas if they both have to fight each other, but action's so good that he's basically darting around the map. And the Dragoons are going to be probably enough kind of core hit points that he's going to be able to drive this away. Now, the DT is still hidden here and here, but the Zealots are going to come down. Now, this is going to force the Hydras away, and this could create another opportunity for the DTs to come into the main. That's exactly what's going to happen, but there's Hydras ready here. I mean, he's doing so much damage to these Hydras. He's now targeting the drones that are in the worker line, the extractor line, excuse me. The Mutas come back to help out. This is, by the way, 35 probes to 50 drones. So Protoss is hurting, but we've still got a little bit more time for play here. The fact that there's 2 DTs is pretty wild. It's really hard from the Zerg's perspective to keep track of the DTs, especially when you drop a couple. Sometimes it's not even clear how many there were to begin with. Now, there's no 4th base. Well, hold on. There is a 4th base now, I guess. He's going to make this right here. And back at home, I mean, he's made 2 more rounds of probes, but I don't see more workers coming out of the Nexus, which almost tells me that he wants to try to end this game. He's making Corsairs. He's building up this core army. And I guess he wants to try to just win with a push. Probably by overcoming the 4th base or the natural. I don't think this is going to be a target. This is actually a pretty well-defended base with a sunk back here. These larvae, you can turn them into eggs in these little crevices, and it plugs it up. So it's pretty hard to deal with. Mutas are out. Corsairs are in a high enough number. Yeah, I think that's like just enough. 3 Corsairs that you can't really fight them. This is probably a better way to do it. Oh, man. Dude, I love this. The shuttle with the Templars. I always forget you can do this until I see a pro do it. But it makes sense. This is the way to play against somebody who's going to go for, you know, Mutas to snipe your Templars, is you just make a shuttle. All right, he's continuing to move out. Dude, there's so many Hydras here. I mean, he's got at least 4 storms or thereabouts. 1 big storm down here, a second. You really couldn't have asked for better storms than that, but I don't think it's going to matter. That's it, GG. Stork taps out. And, dude, what a game. Let's actually go back to the replay real quick here. I want to check something. Did he actually see... Which thing do I want? I don't think he actually saw the Hydra bust, by the way. Or the Hydra den. To make sure. Okay, so he killed the probe there, so he never saw this. He sent another probe out, and that too was killed. So yeah, he never knew this Hydra bus was coming until it got right there. Anyways, thank you so much for watching that video. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to join me on my Twitch stream, hold on, this replay's running. Subscribe to the channel and join me on my Twitch stream, or a Tasteless TV on Twitch, where I cast these live with my community. And see this shirt, Salt shirt? You can get this at my merch shop. It's tastelessthreads.com. We got a whole bunch of different types of shirts, different types of designs. Some of it kind of nerd culture, some of it just generic gaming stuff, some of it hardcore RTS stuff as well. So I think you'll find a lot of cool things there. And I hope I see you in a future video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.